You sit here and admit that you were wrong?
Say what?
I said, can you sit here and admit you were wrong?
I can't hear you.
You were
Apologize.
wrong.
Yo, y'all.
Hold on. Let him
talk. I'm a grown-ass man. I was beyond wrong.
Okay, there we go.
I apologize to this brother on national television. I'm apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to the entire Knicks organization. But let me be very, very clear. I have never been more happy to be wrong in my life.
So that was Stephen A. He joined Brunson and Hart on the Roommate Show on Friday nights. So, Stephen A., I'm proud of you for admitting you were wrong. Way to go. Good job.
I don't know why you sound shocked. I mean, it is rare, so I get that part. But when I am wrong, I will always fess up. Guys, they weren't talking about the Knicks per se, just so we know, because you didn't play the question. What happened was that at the beginning of the season, I had the Knicks meet in OKC and went to the finals, right? I had the Knicks meeting OKC, and then when the finals arrived and it was the Knicks Spurs, I picked the Knicks. So I wasn't wrong about that. What they were alluding to is that years ago, Wendy and Jay and Shay, I talked about I didn't see any NBA players on Villanova's roster. When that's what they were talking about. What happened was is that Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, I didn't see it. I mean, Mikal Bridges was a Defensive Player of the Year. Josh Hart, was doing his thing. Brunson was a National Player of the Year. I didn't see it. Then when Brunson came into the NBA, second-round pick with Dallas, I said, okay, he could play. He belongs here. But I didn't see him being the dude that he was because I wanted Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving to come to New York. I didn't care about Jalen Brunson coming here that much because I was like, okay, he's a solid player, but that ain't gonna move anything. I mean, we looking forward to having Kevin Durant, and instead we got Jalen Brunson. Am I supposed to be excited about that? That was the stuff that I was apologizing for. It wasn't about anything involving the Knicks this year because I picked them from the very beginning to go to the finals.
What a missed opportunity. They had him in the corner there, Shay. Mm-hmm. He's in this theater with all these Knicks fans. The gold trophy is still shimmering. They could have gotten him to admit to a lot of different things in that moment.
I know.
They stopped short.
Well, like what?
It just,
like what? Like what?
I'll have to talk about that later.
Gotta bring up some old takes, maybe. I don't know. It's windy. It's a good point.
No.
Jay Will, were you surprised?
Jay, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead and speak, Jay.
I was shocked. Like, I was shocked at you. You said with the glimmer of the trophy in your eye, it's pretty much like you were holding it yourself. That's what it felt like. I know you. So you are objective to your job. What I wish you had done in that moment, though, is just kind of stay true to what it really was. Like, both things can be true. I know how athletes, I know how we're built. I know how we're built to take things that people say, and then regardless, Stephen A., you could say, we talked about this with Jaylen Brown. You could say 1,000 great things, but that one thing that you say, bulletin board material right there. Thanks, Stephen A. Every day. Screw Stephen A. I got it. I'm going to prove him wrong. You tell me what NBA scouts looked at Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges, even when they were winning championships.
Don't forget Dante DiVincenzo.
Dante DiVincenzo as all-stars or as a player. No NBA scout.
Don't forget Ryan Archie Diacono. He had a career.
In Chicago.
Yeah. Nobody had Jalen Brunson being a player turned down $113 million, being a max guy in the NBA, potentially being top five. Right. Nobody had Josh Hart making $19 million a year.
But you know what? When you win, this is what I say. Talk your talk.
You can talk it.
They should go on a multi-year.
But you don't need to apologize.
Absolutely.
Why'd you apologize?
No. And I don't regret it because I'm a man and it was the right thing to do. And not only that, I got love for the brothers. Nobody trolls me better than Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson gets in my face and goes like this. I'm not going to even say anything. And then walks away. He's been doing that to me for years because he always holds on. I mean, he watched everything that I said. And me and his dad go back. I covered Rick Brunson, my first college job for the Philadelphia Inquirer, covering Temple. I covered Rick Brunson. I mean, that's how far back we go. But I got to tell y'all something, and I've been holding this, especially for you two. I wish Perk was here because he would be the third. I have a confession to make on national television. Mm-hmm. This is how desperate as a New York Knicks fan I was getting. If the New York Knicks had not gone to the NBA Finals, I was going to come here on national TV and beg LeBron James to come to New York. I was actually going to do that. I was going to do that. And let me tell you why. I mean, everybody knows that's the last damn thing I want to do. That's the last damn thing I want to do. But I was going to beg LeBron James.
How do you think that was going to work out?
No, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. But I'm just saying, by God's advice, I got nothing to say. You're just saying, I mean, that's how desperate I was. Let me tell you why. Because he's an unrestricted free agent. And the pieces that you have in place, you wouldn't necessarily have to give up, obviously, if he was willing to come and accept less, which I knew was highly unlikely. My point is that I was going to come on national TV and say, we need LeBron James in New York. Even approaching his 42nd birthday, we need LeBron James in New York. This is what we need if they didn't get it done. That's how desperate I was, because 53 years is a long time, and there is a lot of suffering we have had to endure. And if they didn't get it done this year, I was going to be like, we got one last shot. We got one last shot, because Detroit ain't going nowhere. OKC, San Antonio, they ain't going nowhere. Houston's going to have a point guard next year. You know, I'm looking at all of these things, and I'm like, desperate times, desperate measures.
Hey, let me say
that's
this.
where I was prepared to go.
I know that the Knicks have been on this tour, which they have earned, to say who didn't believe in us. And, you know, they got you on that list. They checked the mark. I just want to say today, the Boston Celtics are announcing to the world, we ain't good enough to beat the Knicks. We weren't good enough to beat the Knicks last year. We ain't good enough to beat the Knicks next year. The Boston Celtics are on the verge of cracking their championship duo because they don't think they can beat the Knicks. It's hard to sell disrespect when that's about to happen.
They can't. They can't. Let me be very, very clear. The Boston Celtics, as presently constructed, cannot beat the Knicks. The Knicks would take them out. Absolutely true, without question.
Okay. Well, with that being said, I'm sure we will have more Giannis news.
And the 6 titles, combined with Derrick Rose ultimately coming there, they haven't done a damn thing in a decade. I'm sick of the Bulls. Chicago's a phenomenal city. A great, great, great sports town. They deserve better than what the hell the Chicago Bulls have given them. Mr. Reinsdorf, I'm talking to you. Get it together.
It took your squad 50 years.
53.
53. Hey, okay?
Hold it. And I was going the hell off. Time out. I was going to hell off. I called for a protest of the Garden the day they hired. That's why they hired Phil Jackson. You understand what I'm saying? There's going to be a protest right outside of Madison Square Garden. Don't get me started with their ineptitude. Trust me, I've been all over the Knicks. But Chicago deserves better. For not sellouts, regardless of how much they stink. I mean, they make me sick as an organization. They need to get their asses together. That's number one. Let me get to the John Shire part real quick. Jay, I'm going to say this because it's very, very important. Derek May, I'll get Dusty May, I'll get to him in a second. Shire, as it pertains to John Shire, I think that the man is a damn good coach. And the records is the record. 35-4, 35-3 over the last 2 years, 124-25 over his 4 years at Duke, succeeding Mike Krzyzewski. I've come on this air and given him plenty of love. Let me say this to you, Jay, and to all you Dukies out there, you Blue Devils. That man had gotten a head coaching job, I'd have went ballistic in the NBA. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you didn't finish the job. You following Mike Krzyzewski. No.
You don't need to finish the job.
When you're succeeding Mike Krzyzewski, you don't leave Duke until you finish the job.
And that's why he said no.
Well, I got it. That's why what did I just say, Whitney? I said, had he gone to the NBA.
Turn your neck side to side like that.
You understand what I'm saying? Had he gone to the NBA, because I'd have lost it, because you didn't finish the job. No, you don't follow Mike Krzyzewski and don't win a national title and got Cooper Flagg and Conker Nipple on the same squad. And you don't win, and Boo's in the crew. You don't win, and you going to leave for the pros? I'd have lost it. No, you finish the job first. Then you leave, not before. Let me get that out the way. Now, back to May. I like this man. You understand? 27-10 last year. What was it this year? Like 35-3, whatever
they ran the whole gambit.
They ran the whole gamut. Big time. Big Ten championship, national title, the whole bit. He deserves this opportunity. I got no problem with it whatsoever. Shay and I interviewed